to the races. It's getting dangerous. I'm here for the thrill, and I'm feeling amazing.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. 161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Two streaks are on the line, one more substantial than the other as the visiting Kalamazoo Hornets come in to face the 24-12 Adrian College Bulldogs. Bulldogs come in on a 9-game winning streak where the Hornets come in winning 5 straight. Macy Shang on the mound for the Bulldogs. Shang, mind you. Myself, Sean Whitmer, and Michael Hale in the booth with me today. As Shang gets ready for her second offering. It's going to be in there for a ball. So it's a 2-0 count. Fisher sent the bunt in for a second, but pulled it back just in time. 3-0. Time is called. First base umpire trying to communicate that something's wrong. Looks like he might be signaling that the first base line is out of whack.
Yeah, it looks like either the base was off or the line is crooked.
That's a little bit of an oddity, but we see oddities every day here when playing sports like baseball and softball. Nothing has changed. Shang sends another one in, and it's going to be ball 4. Take your base. Shang starts out walking her first batter in 4 straight offerings.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do to begin a game. 4 straight balls to the leadoff hitter. They are notorious for stealing bases. We'll see if that comes into play today.
First pitch on the second at bat is going to be in for a strike. Friedsma in there, watching strike 1. Shang offers again, and they're going to continue to lay down the bunt. This one's going to be fouled back. Of course, if you bunt foul with 2 strikes, it is an out. So the first 2 batters come in. They're both trying to lay down a bunt to get things underway. Shang offers just high. Backstop for the Bulldogs today is Levier. Shang sends it in for ball 2. Count is even at 2. Ready for the 5th pitch, and it's going to be swung on and missed. Runner goes to steal second. Ball sent into center field, and the runner is safe at second. A great steal by Fisher.
Yeah, and that's going to be Fisher's 32nd stolen base and 34 attempts. So like I was saying, when she got on base after her walk, the leadoff hitters are notorious for stealing. Now 32 for 34 leads the team by more than 30 stolen base attempts.
As the first pitch of the 3rd at-bat is in there for a strike, starting off the same way she did against Friedsma. Now in there batting is Weesaw. Weesaw Going to watch in the second pitch as well. So it's a 1-1 count. Of course, to start the inning, Fisher got walked. She's now stolen second. And this one's going to be fouled back over the Bulldog dugout. We saw the first baseman comes in with a .390 batting average. She'll foul this one off as well, staying alive.
Nice protective swing there with 2 strikes. Just protecting the strike zone, not wanting to strike out looking. So still looking for her pitch, though, that she wants to drive.
She's definitely shortened up her stance. Not as much as we've seen from others. As she'll watch that in, and it's going to be strike 3. A great pitch made by Shong to get Weesaw out looking.
Yeah, great pitch location by Macy Shong on the inside corner, not where Weesaw was looking for that pitch, and just great execution.
Weesaw trying to get out of an early mistake she made. Believe that's in there for a ball, so starting off 1-0 is New Love. So I'm going to be in there for ball 2. Look to be low and inside.
And Macy Shong might be trying to pitch around New Love a little bit. New Love, of course, with 7 homers and 30 RBIs. That's 337 as well.
Right there, taking a big hack at it. Fouled it back into the netting back here. Covering up, protecting these fans. Shong gets her pitch. She delivers. That's going to be high for, I believe, ball 3. So 3-1 count with 2 out. As you mentioned, potentially pitching around. But I think New Love is going to want to get a hold of one. She'll watch in ball 4. Never had a chance. The only strike in that at-bat was swung on, just a little bit too far underneath it. Fouled it straight back towards us. Now coming in is Macy Ward. She'll watch in strike 1. Shong with runners on first and second. Can't afford to make any more mistakes here as a lot is on the line in this doubleheader today. Shong sends the second one in there for a ball. Too low, says the umpire. Two walks, 2 Ks to start the game for Shong, and she'll send this one down the left field line. That was Ward trying to get a hold of one. She didn't get all of it. Pulled it just a little bit too far. So runners are staying at second and first. Ward sitting with a 1-2 count. Shong delivers. Watching in ball 2 is Ward. Draws the count even.
Good pitch location from Shong. Just missed a little too high, though, but she'll come back here with a ball in the zone.
And it's going to be a foul ball. First base and catcher made their move over towards it, but it escaped the field of play. So Ward stays alive. Ward pops another one into foul territory, getting after it, and it's in foul. It's out of the field of play once again. Almost the exact same spot the last one went.
Yeah, and this is a good job by Ward, just keeping the at-bat alive and continuing to battle, extending the pitch count for Macy Shong.
Shong already around that 20 pitch mark in this game. As that's in there for strike 3, Shong escapes the danger, and she gets out of the first inning scoreless. The Bulldogs will hit next in the bottom of the first. Don't go anywhere as you're watching NCAA softball here on ACTV.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
I'm a recent graduate from Michigan State University.
I'm an underwater cinematographer.
So I didn't really decide I wanted to become a pilot till after college.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
Involve yourself as many opportunities that you can.
The number one most important thing is knowing your own weaknesses. Proper planning.
Breakfast.
It's always something different, something new.
The fact that you can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Maddie Verba on the mound for the Hornets as she gets ready for her first inning of work. Coming in with a 2.89 ERA. Her first pitch is in for a strike. Facing off against the leadoff hitter, Taylor Gearhart. Bats at about a 367 batting average. Gearhart going to take an early hack at one, and it's going to get out foul. So we mentioned earlier how important this game is for both of these teams, as it could have some heavy implications in the MIAA conference tournament. Of course, a tournament starting next week, as that ball is in there for a ball. 1-1 count. Gearhart stands in there and watches ball 2. Bulldogs win one of the 2 games here today. They will guarantee themselves second place in the conference tournament that will happen next week. Ball 3 for Gearhart. Might find herself taking a short trip over to first for free. Verbo delivers, and it's going to be strike 3 swinging. Looks like Gearhart giving a little bit of advice to Lupu, the center fielder for the Bulldogs. Hornets need to win both games today if they want to steal second place away from the Bulldogs. As Verbo sends it in there for strike 1. Lupu stands in. Verbo delivers. And that's going to be ball 1. Something interesting that I've noticed so far throughout the game, Bulldog batters seem to be standing much further up in the batter's box, while the Hornets are taking space down there in the very back of the batter's box.
Yeah, and that just goes to show that the Bulldog hitters want to get ahead of the pitch before it goes, has too much movement, whereas the Hornet batters, they just want to see the ball and let it travel so they have more time to react.
And a phenomenal play made there by Bella Kaza, the third base for the Hornets, as that was a bunt laid down by Lupu, and Kaza could have picked it up and tried to make the throw over, but let it play as it's a comebacker right back to Verbo, and an easy play over to first for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, great heads-up play by Maddie Verba. Just kind of a self-defense, stick your glove out. Didn't make the catch initially, but kept it right in front of her, right at her feet. Made the strong throw over to Jordan Weesaw at first. for a quick 2 outs.
Abby Hoff up to bat now, batting an astonishing .481 with 4 homers. She'll watch in the first pitch for a ball. Hoff, the designated player today for the Bulldogs. Takes a hack at that, and it was a big one. I think it's fair to say if she would have connected with it, it might have found its way into Nicolay Field over there to the right.
Yeah, she's definitely put on some good swings on these softballs throughout this season. Like you said, the 4 homers. She hit 2, I believe, in one game a couple of weeks ago.
Hoff stands in. Verba checks her pitch. She delivers. High and outside. Hoff, good eye, watches it in. It's a 3-1 count for Hoff. She comes back into the box getting ready. Hoff also been walked 10 times this season. She'll take a swing at that for strike 2. Also been hit by pitches 5 times. That's in there for a ball. Hoff will take her base and get her 11th walk on the season. Haley DeChalk in now, number 4, the second baseman for the Bulldogs. Get her chance against Verba. Verba offers. It's going to be in there for ball 1. Look to be high and inside. Three base runners so far today, no hits. DeChalk watches in ball 2. That's low out of Verba.
Verba seems to have lost control of the zone, only throwing 2 strikes in her last 8 pitches.
It's a 2-0 count for DeChalk. She'll watch in ball 3, and that one looked to get about as close as possible without sending DeChalk to first. So it's a 3-0 count. DeChalk likely not even going to blink at this pitch. Verba walks DeChalk in 4 pitches. A little bit of deja vu from the top of the first. As Verba following up what Shong was able to do, and she walks 2 batters as well. The Bulldogs looking to capitalize as Russell comes up to the dish. It's delivered and fouled back. So it's an 0-1 count. It's going to go into the scorebook as a strike. Now making it 3 out of her last 10 pitches have been a strike. That's in there for a ball. High and outside against Russell. Russell with a .333 batting average. Been walked 5 times. Russell going to take a big swing. And a quick check over there at the runner on first. Bennett tried to get that backdoor pickoff.
A great snap throw from Shelby Bennett behind the dish for the Hornets. Saw that Haley DeChalk was taking a little bit too big of a secondary lead for her liking. Just throwing over, just letting her know that she can't keep taking those big of leads.
And that one looked like it caught Bennett off guard. She looked like she almost lost her balance back there as it's a 2-2 count. Russell, big hack, going foul down the third base line, and it will go into the stands. No play to be made. Russell stays alive. Even more impressively, Russell enters this at bat with a team-leading 9 home runs. It's a 2-2 count. Russell watches in ball 3. Count is full. Only 27 RBIs on 9 home runs, though. Count is full. Verba sends it in. Big swing down to left field. It's back at the wall, and it will go foul. So the runners will have to return to their spots. As I seen you signal for a home run right off the bat. Just a little bit too far outside the pole.
Yeah, just caught that split millisecond too early as it tailed closer into that corner where it did run foul.
As this one driven left center gap back at the wall, and it is out of here. A 3-run blast for Russell.
That time we did call that one off the siding of the shed of the hitting facility past the left center field fence. Puts the Bulldogs up 3-0 early in this one.
Peyton Russell with her 10th home run and 30th RBI on the season. A phenomenal job by the first base player.
Yeah, and that's back-to-back swings. That foul ball that we saw on the first payoff pitch, and then that second one, she got a hold of that one, sent it, like I said, off the siding of the hitting facility out there past the fence.
His first offering to Levier is in for a ball. Too far outside on the pitch from Verba. Verba's second offering. Looked to be in there for a ball. Hearing a lot of fans unhappy. Verba throws that in there for a strike. It's going to make this a 2-1 count, I believe. Levier stands in. Verba delivers. Levier, big swing. Skies foul. No play to be made. It's going to bring the count to 2-2. Levier, one of the many seniors playing here today on Senior Day for this Bulldogs team. And a swing and miss from Levier. Verba gets out of the inning, giving up 3. And the Hornets are up to bat next. Don't go anywhere as you're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus visit.
Three to nothing. Bulldogs lead after a 3-run shot from Peyton Russell. The junior caught all of it and sent it deep to the left center gap, giving some little bit of comfortability to Shong. As a pitcher, your team gets 3 runs early in a game. How are you feeling going out for the second inning of work?
Personally, I have a lot of confidence going out regardless of what the score is. But when I have a lead especially 3-0 after that first inning, my confidence just keeps on skyrocketing, giving me more and more for the rest of that game. And I think Macy Shang, the senior that she is going to keep using this momentum and pitch a very good game.
Well, a little bit of an announcer jinx there from you, Michael, as throws the first pitch of the second inning to catch a batter right there in the ribs.
I'm really good at that.
We've called a handful of games together, and I think you've managed to get an announcer jinx in every single one.
At least one announcer jinx in every single one.
As a bunt laid down, had a chance to be popped up, and they're going to turn two. A phenomenal job by the Bulldogs defense to turn two, going 3-4-6 on the double play off of a bunt.
Yeah, great heads-up play by Peyton Russell, picking that up quickly, throwing it to Haley the Chalk, who was covering first base. And then the heads-up play by the Chalk to throw it to the second base bag where Carson Malinik was covering for the double play.
Well, Kaza got caught as she thought that Russell caught it in the air, so she was about to make her way back to the first base bag, and Russell hadn't caught it yet, so it skipped off the ground. Russell picked it up, threw it over to first to get one, and Kaza's still in the middle of the base path, so it's an easy out for the second. Check swing, and they're going to say the batter went, so we're sitting at an 0-2 count, I believe.
1-2 count, but Bennett just wasn't able to hold the bat back as it went just a little too far past the first base line.
Is Bennett going to watch this one in over her head for ball two, so a 2-2 count.
And you know, Sean, I was just thinking about my announcer jinx. Happened in the first inning with Peyton Russell signaling that home run, but when it went foul, and then the very next pitch sent past the left field, center field fence.
You have had yourself a day today.
It's only the second inning.
Well, if you keep this up at this rate, you will have what, 7 announcer jinxes?
7 in this game, 14 hopefully throughout the day.
Well, let's hope not. We don't hope for announcer jinxes.
In some fashion.
Shane going to send this down. A quick out, going 5-3 to get the inning over. Shang avoids all possibilities of runs, and the Bulldogs stay up 3-0, looking to add more to their total. You're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome back for the bottom of the second inning as the Bulldogs come in up 3-0. Verba gave up that 3-run shot earlier in the game. And I'd like to remind you to stay connected with all the action by following at Adrian College TV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at Adrian College TV today. Big swing last time the Bulldogs were up to bat from, of course, Peyton Russell. Hit 2 home runs that at bat, but only 1 counted. Verba's first pitch in there for a ball. It's Milanich. Shortstop going to watch in, strike 1, 1-1 count.
Yeah, Carson Malinik taking that first pitch for a ball upstairs, not really looking to swing early on as she still hadn't seen a strike, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a swing here as we do see that swing on the 1-1 pitch.
And a big swing at that. She tried to follow up what Russell did with a home run of her own. Malinik gonna watch in ball 2. Draws our count even. Malinik gets ready. Verba delivers. That's in there for ball 3. Full count. Malinik awaits the payoff pitch. Verba delivers. Malinik skies this one to left field. It's in foul territory, and it will get down. No play to be made as the ball was just out of reach from New Love. Player closest to it.
Great protective swing from Malinik. Living to see another pitch as the second payoff pitch from Maddie Verba is going to come home. And that swung on, hit deep into left field, and it's going to be out here! A leadoff homer for Carson Malinik puts the Bulldogs up 4-0 in this second inning.
What a phenomenal job by Malinik. Just obliterated that baseball to deep left field. Of course, stole my job a little bit there, but it's okay. You did a great job calling the home run.
Well, you were getting water, so I had to give some commentary for it. But another home run off the side of the hitting facility for the Bulldogs.
And, yeah, the Bulldogs now up 4-0 here in the second inning of work. Of course, an 8-run lead after 5 is a mercy rule. Going to have a little bit of a mound visit here.
Kalamazoo is going to be looking to avoid that run rule. As you mentioned earlier, if Kalamazoo loses one game today, they are going to be the 3 seed in the conference tournament.
Which is big implications on this game. Bulldogs could win this one, rest some of their starters for next week, and just not have as much strenuous play going forward into the second game. They would be playing for nothing, really. No danger of falling to third, no advantage of jumping to first. Of course, Trine University has first place locked up.
And there's actually a tie right now at third place in the conference between Kalamazoo and Calvin. Calvin's playing at Hope this afternoon, so that's going to be, we're going to have some eyes on that game throughout this one today.
Of course, top 4 teams make it into the MIAA tournament. That will take place next week. I believe Thursday and Friday.
That's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, as the semifinals are on Wednesday, I believe, and the final is going to be on Friday.
I think you might be thinking of baseball. As it is a 2-2 count. That's going to run inside, and a hit by pitch. Craig will take her base, so we have a runner on for Marasco. So the website does say Wednesday through Friday, but with only 4 teams, not sure why they would need 3 days to get through the tournament action.
My guess would be that extra day is for a weather emergency for potential bad weather.
So likely Wednesday, Thursday.
Or Thursday, Friday. Don't know for sure which one it is, but
either way, tail end of next week will be the MIAA tournament for softball and baseball. Bulldogs have locked up the 1 seed for baseball in the MIAA. Marasco with a runner on first. She's going to hit a blooper into shallow left. Both runners are safe. So we have 2 on with no out for Gearhart, who struck out in her first at-bat of the game.
And good piece of 1-0 count hitting by Jenna Marasco. Just putting the ball on from the inside corner of the plate, sending it just over the top of the third baseman, Kaza's glove for the base hit.
And now right past the third baseman. Runner rounds third, coming home. And she is safe. So Craig scores. Marasco moves up to second. And Gearhart is safe at first. Ground ball down the third base line for an RBI single for Taylor Gearhart.
Yeah, once again, Bulldogs going down the third base line, kind of picking on Kaza as she is just a couple of steps inside the base, but with the base paths only being about 60 feet, I believe.
Pitching change here now. Coming in for Kalamazoo is going to be Cecilia Scheel. Made 8 appearances with a 4.9 ERA. And her first warm-up pitch is going to be well outside and in the dirt. And we're going to step aside while they warm everything up. Don't go anywhere as you're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
Schill comes in to replace Verba. Verba went 47 pitches, giving up 5 runs off 2 home runs and a single. So Kalamazoo hoping to get more out of Schill in this game. Of course, the ERA says she's had a little bit of a rocky season, but I don't think they're as worried about that going here in what could be a high leverage situation, because an 8-run lead ultimately mercies this game after 5. Bunt laid down. It's going to skip foul as Lupu tried to advance all runners. No one out. 2 base runners inherited for Schill. Lupu stands in, watches ball 1. 1-1 count. That's Lupu going to swing on this. It's going to get through the middle of the infield. Runner rounds third, coming home, play at the plate, and the throw goes wide. So coming in safe is Marasco, as now Gearhart on third. And that's going to go as a double just into shallow center. Could have been an easy play on second, if the cutoff would have just received it and flipped it over to the bag. Six nothing Bulldogs. Runners on second and third. Gonna say the batter went, so Hoff gonna start down 0-1. In there for strike two. Oh, 2 count. Hoff swung on up the middle. Can't make a play on it. Hoff will be safe at first, and it's a 2 RBI knock right up the middle, skipping under the glove of Ryder. Bulldogs are up 8-0 in the bottom of the second.
Great piece of hitting once again by Abby Hoff, getting it just under the glove of J.C. Ryder, and it's gonna, as it skips into center field, allowing the 2 runners to score. Like you said, Sean, 8-0 here in the bottom of the second. The Bulldogs know what they're playing for today.
Ball 1 on the first offering to the Chalk. And if the Chalk can get on here, Russell's going to come up to the plate in the exact same situation she had last time. Of course, she started the party today. It's going to be in there for ball 2. 2-0 count for the Chalk. Scheel offers in for strike 1. So Scheel inherited 2 runners when she came into the game, meaning Verba is officially going to be credited with 7 earned runs in this ball game. This one going to be chopped foul. Two count. Knock right up into shallow center. It's going to be a single. Scheel gives up another hit. This time, a nice piece of hitting from the Chalk in a 2-2 count. And coming up is Peyton Russell. Homered in her last at-bat twice.
Yeah, the Bulldog hitters just coming to the plate with a lot of confidence right now. Obviously, no outs recorded yet in this one. And only 1 batter in the last 9 have been recorded out.
I would not be surprised to see Russell walked here just to get her power off and get Levier up, who struck out last time. It's a 1-1 count for Russell. Pitching outside, trying to avoid that power, which Russell seems to favor inside on the plate. Outside once again, 2-1 count. Fourth offering for Scheel. Gets ready, delivers it inside for ball 3. 3-1 count for Russell. Potentially walking the bases loaded for Scheel. Scheel sends it in there for ball 4. Russell will walk to first, and it's bases loaded with no one out for Levier, the senior catcher, up to the dish.
Sheila just unable to find the strike zone that at bat. Possibly just still trying to pitch around Peyton Russell, but with nobody out and 2 runners on beforehand, just trying to get the out.
And off the glove of Ryder, skips into the outfield. Levier with a little bit of a knock. Gets 2 runners in.
And the lineup card is turned over. The Bulldogs have batted around in this second inning.
Coming up, Craig, the third baseman. Stands in ready. She started this inning hot, as that's going to be outside for ball 1. Forgive me, this is the shortstop, Malinik, getting one step ahead of myself here. That's going to be fouled away. So the Hornets haven't gotten through their lineup once yet. Their 9-hole hitter has yet to hit, and the Bulldogs are working on closing out their second time through right now. It's going to be high and inside for Malinik. Of course, Malinik homered to lead off this inning. Now sitting with a 2-1 count. She's going to knock it, comebacker right to the pitcher, play at first base, and they're going to call her out. Quick double play for Schill, and things have suddenly started to brighten up for Schill's play. She catches the comebacker, flips it over to Weesaw. Now 2 outs for Elena Craig.
Yeah, Maggie Levier just got caught too far off the base there, as on the hit she was getting her secondary lead, and then just not enough time to react, as it was a line drive right back at Schill, and Schill just a light toss over the first base and gets the double play.
Schill sends this in for a ball, so 1-1 count for Craig. Bulldogs did a lot of work with 0 outs. Now they have 2. Craig sends it to the shortstop. Off the body throw onto first, and the runner is out. Schill fights her way through a rough inning after inheriting 2 runners. The Bulldogs are up 10-0 after a 7-run second. Don't go anywhere as we prepare for the 3rd inning of play. You're watching NCAA softball here on ACTV.
Elevate your game? At Adrian College, our athletes strive for excellence on and off the field. Get involved in over 50 student clubs and organizations where your passions meet purpose. With innovative programs and personalized learning, our academics are designed to ignite your future. Experience vibrant student life, where community and connection shape your college journey. Adrian College, where you belong. Apply today and become part of the Bulldog family.
We're back. Bulldogs up 10-0 against the visiting Hornets. Hornets came in on a 5-game win streak, and they came in with a pretty solid record of 21-13. They seem to have ran into a brick wall of this Adrian offense. Ryder up to bat. Her first appearance of the day. Already seen a pitching change for the Hornets, but the Bulldogs still running with Shong, as that's going to be in there for strike. So a 1-1 count. Shong delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike 2 for Ryder. first plate appearance not going as she may have wanted after making a couple falters at second in the bottom of the second. Now fouled back. Ryder gets set. Shong ready to deliver. It's in there, and it's going to be called a, I believe, foul ball. Looked like it might have caught the end of the bat. Skipped foul.
Yeah, that 1-2 pitch just ran a little too far inside of your Shong, but Ryder was unable to get away from the batter's box.
As it will not matter, Ryder rung up on strikes with the next pitch. So 1 down for Shong in the third. Fisher up to bat, walked, and had a stolen base in the top of the first. Felt like ages ago after that long second inning we had. It's going to be in there for strike one.
First strike that Brenna Fisher has seen today. Of course, walked on 4 pitches to start the game.
Fisher, little half swing, knocks it foul down the third base line.
Yeah, we've seen Fisher do this twice now in the 2 pitches that she's seen in this at-bat. Just starting at the back of the box, running to the front of it, and just getting a slap hit, trying to get something started for the Hornets offense.
Swinging bunts, that's what she tried to do in her last at-bat as well, as she'll get one down the third base side, and it'll skip foul. Ryder stands in, or Fisher, mind you, stands in. She got her 2-step run, but watches it in for a ball. 1-2 count. Shong delivers. Fisher slaps it into left field, and an easy routine fly out gathered by Morosco. 2 down for the Hornets as the Bulldogs are up 10-0. Outside of that first inning of work, Shong really hasn't given up anything. That's going to be in there for strike one.
Yeah, Shong has retired her last 6 batters that she has faced. Did have the hit by pitch to Kazan to begin the second, but with the double play, wiped it away. So working around 6 consecutive outs.
She's looking to get 7 here with Friedsma. Skied high into the air, camping underneath it, and an easy play made by Haley DeChalk as the Bulldogs get out. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third. Don't go anywhere as we'll be back for the bottom of the third inning as you're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV.
To become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Welcome back. As coming up to the plate to start the third inning of work for the Bulldogs is going to be Jenna Morosco. Got the second out in that last inning against the Hornets. As before the inning starts, I'd like to remind you that all Adrian College TV broadcasts are student-run. Of course, our crew for today, myself, Sean Whitmer, joined with Michael Hale in the booth, and then Dakota Schneider, our director, for this evening's action. It's in there for a ball.
I wouldn't say this is evening action, Sean. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
By the time the game gets over, it might feel like evening action. This is going to be slapped. Clean play made by Ryder. And Marasco unable to leg out the infield single. Quick 4-3 out.
Great job by Ryder. Ranging to her left. Able to keep the ball in the infield. And then just a shovel pass to Weesaw at first to get a quick first out. Something that the Hornets weren't able to do until the 10th batter of the inning last timeout.
As Gearhart up for her third at bat, and she'll get a knock. Quick single into shallow right, and the Bulldogs have a base runner.
Yeah, essentially the same spot that Marasco hit it to, but Ryder was just unable to get over there quick enough, as it was came off the bat very hot.
A little too hot to handle for Ryder. Now coming up is Lupu. 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. She'll bunt it. It's going to skip foul. Runner stole. Looks like they're going to say no contact on the bunt. I believe if it would have been a foul ball, the runner would have been sent back.
Lupu did make contact with it, but because Bennett caught it, it essentially goes as just a swing and a miss. So that allows the play to go. However, if Bennett had dropped the ball, then Gearhart would have been sent back to first.
Called foul on the second bunt attempt for Lupu. Likely won't see a third, as the first two caused her 2 strikes. Third one would cause her to go sit back in the dugout. So Lupu stands in. Gearhart on second. Swung on, foul down the first base line.
Another protective swing by Lupu. Just trying to stay alive and just continue to see pitches for the rest of this Bulldog lineup. Not trying to go down in 3 straight pitches very easily.
Shield delivers. Lupu slaps it to second, and Ryder with the catch. Gearhart gets back to the bag. So same situation with 1 more out for Hoff. Hoff 1 for 1 on the day. Of course, also has the walk. 2 RBIs. And she's crossed the plate twice herself. Shield delivers for strike 1. A first pitch strike should help Shield's confidence against the dominant Hoff in today's game. Shield delivers. Hoff slaps it right up the middle. Gearhart rounds third, coming home, and it's a stand-up across the plate. So Hoff grabs her 3rd RBI of the day on her 2nd hit. Bulldogs are up 11-0.
And that was essentially the same thing that we just saw in the 2nd inning. Saw a first pitch strike, and then the very next pitch hits a single for the RBI.
Now up to the dish, Haley DeChalk retired the last batter last time the Hornets were up. Chalk enters 1 for 1 as well with 1 walk. She's scored every time she's gotten on base. Great job blocking it in the dirt by Bennett. Protecting the passed ball from skipping away. DeChalk with a 2-0 count. It's going to be in there for ball 3. Shield winds, delivers. Strike 1. A 3-1 count with 2 outs for DeChalk. A called strike 2. DeChalk thought it ran inside, but it's going to bring the count full. Schill sends it in for strike 3, swinging. DeChalk can't connect, and the Hornets get out of the inning, only giving up 1 run as we get prepared for the top of the 4th. Don't go anywhere as you're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 9th, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Welcome back for the top of the 4th here on ACTV. Some NCAA softball action and little update from around the MIAA. What are we looking at, Michael?
Yeah, in the big game to determine the essential 4 seed in the tournament between Hope and Calvin. If Hope beats Calvin twice, Hope will end up being the 4 seed, while Calvin would move down to the 5, giving Hope that last spot in the playoffs. And right now in the bottom of the 4th, Hope is winning 1-0.
That's, of course, the first game of their doubleheader. Also, Calvin with things on the line, because if Calvin can escape with 2 wins there, they will. And if Kalamazoo loses both games today, then Calvin will steal 3rd as a leadoff knock up the middle for the Hornets. Believe that was Weesaw.
Yes, that was Weesaw taking that first pitch strike and then just sending that second pitch right back up the middle.
Now New Love comes up, having walked her first time. Looking at a quick team stat, Hornets only with 9 at-bats on the game. Bulldogs have already doubled that total, sitting at 18, as it's a fly ball to left field and a routine play made for the easy out from Marasco.
Yeah, good job by Jonna Marasco, just positioning herself in the perfect spot for that line out, not letting the Kalamazoo runners advance any farther.
So 1 out with a runner on first for Ward. She watches the first pitch come across for a ball. Forgive me for a strike. Second offering in for a ball. So 1-1 count for Ward. Like to remind you to stick around after we're done with this first game, as this is a doubleheader, and the second game will be streamed on a separate live stream here on ACTV. Of course, that'll be Michael and Forrest on the call. Ward stands in, awaits the offering. It's pitched. It's going to be off the leg of Ward. She'll take her base. And Shong has given up 2 base runners for the first time since the first inning.
Yeah, that 2-1 pitch from Shong just ran a little too far inside once again, hitting Ward, but Shong was able to get out of it in the first inning, so hopefully she can get out of it in this one as well.
As Kaza comes up and she swings right away, but she'll swing through the first pitch for a strike. Just too far underneath it, as that was a high ball from Shong. Now she'll send it far outside. Kaza keeps the bat on her shoulder that time. Kaza came into today with a .327 and 1 home run. Now she'll send one to the left center gap, back at the wall, and it's out of here. A 3-run blast for the Hornets as they cut the deficit to 8.
Great swing by Kaza, getting the goose egg off the board for the Hornets, hoping to jumpstart this Hornet offense, looking to avoid a run rule.
Yeah, and a lot of people might have been curious why that was such a big hit. That run rule is the reason. If the Hornets can get one more run before the bottom of the 5th, they will keep this game rolling into 7. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of life. As it was a quick mound visit after the home run. Sent in for a strike. Looked to be foul tipped back into the glove of Levier. Second offering well outside for a ball, so 1-1 count. Shong trying to settle in after giving up the 3-run shot. This one's skied. Shong going to camp underneath. She'll take it herself for the second out of the inning. Looked like Craig wanted to call Shong off that, and Shong wasn't having any of it. As a pitcher, when you're going to make those high fly balls in the infield, if your third baseman's trying to call you off, are you letting them have it?
Absolutely. As obviously baseball and softball are a little bit different, but for baseball, the pitcher doesn't really want to catch pop flies. You usually let that go to the rest of your infield. So yes, I would let my other players call it off, unless it's just a little blooper right back at me, whereas I would end up making that play.
I feel like in most situations, you see the ball hit that shallow in the infield, that high, the catcher usually takes it, not the one of the corner infielders. As that's going to be in there for strike 3. And Shong escapes after giving up the 3-run blast. Doesn't give up another base runner. As you're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Welcome back here on ACTV as Schill is still on the mound looking for her third inning of work. Of course, a very big inning. Bulldogs looking to extend their lead so that they can guarantee to be done after 5. Of course, bottom of the fourth. Leading off is going to be Peyton Russell. Homered in her first at-bat, walked in her second. She started the party for the Bulldogs, hitting that 3-run shot to the left center gap. Schill sends this in for a swinging strike. Looked like the ball skipped off the dirt before Russell finished her swing. Schill delivers. Russell watches in, ball 1. 1-1 count. Schill delivers. Russell hacks it foul. It's a 1-2 count for Peyton Russell. Schill checks her signal, sends it in for ball 2. Draws the count even. Schill delivers. Russell slaps it through the infield. Ryder can't get it, and Russell gets her second knock of the game. This one just a single.
Great piece of hitting from Peyton Russell with 2 strikes. Going the other way with that, getting it just under the glove of the second baseman Ryder. Leadoff single once again for the Bulldogs. I think every inning except last inning. So 3 of these 4 innings that the Bulldogs have been at the plate, the leadoff runner has reached.
Ventrone going to come in and pinch run for Peyton Russell. Levier up to bat. Ventrone, no stolen base stats on the season. 1 for 3 on stolen bases, actually. Looked at the wrong stat column. Levier stands in. A ball skips onto the field from the bullpen over there on the Kalamazoo side. Bullpen's very close here at the Adrian softball facility. Levier watches in a ball, and it gets underneath the glove of Bennett. Ventrone will take second, and a very wise decision made by the coaching staff of this Bulldogs team. As we're going to have a little conference between the Kalamazoo coach and home plate umpire.
Likely talking about defensive substitutions later on in this inning that we might see.
One way or another, it's going to lead to a quick catcher-pitcher mound visit as Bennett came to check on Schill. Quick reflexes by Ventrone to take second there, as the ball didn't really get away from Bennett. It just skipped into the dirt. Schill delivers a high fly ball to shallow left, and it's going to be a routine fly for Fisher as she waves off New Love to successfully record the out. Coming up now, Carson Malenik. 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Tries to skip it down the third base line. It'll go foul. Malenik steps into the box. Schill delivers. Skied into shallow right center, and a great play made running in for it as Ward records the out for the Hornets. And as of right now, they're keeping this at an 8-run game.
A great play by Ward coming in, ranging to her right to make the play for a second out after giving up the leadoff single.
This looks like we have ourselves a pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. Mackenzie Johnson comes in for Craig. Johnson comes in batting a .091 with 11 at-bats on the season. But she has 11 runs as well. She tries to leg it out, but it's an easy play for the Hornets defense as they record the third out of the inning. And the Bulldogs are up 11-3 as we go into the fifth. Don't go anywhere. You're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics, brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Welcome back. Shong still on the mound for the Bulldogs, and I believe Michael Hale has an update for us across the MIAA.
Yeah, checking in on that Calvin versus Hope game. Calvin has just taken the lead in the top of the fifth inning. It's now 2-1, and Calvin just needs to win one game, and they will secure themselves a spot in the conference tournament.
As a big leadoff hit into left field, it got over the head of Marasco. So the Hornets jump onto second base quickly. Not a lot Marasco could do out there in left. The ball just hit about as hard as possible without it being a homer.
And, of course, Kalamazoo doesn't want this one to end, as this could be the last inning if they don't score another run.
Well, right now, the saving run would be on second. Of course, Bulldogs still have a chance here in the fifth. Looking for another slap hit is Fisher. But that one's too high, so she'll pull back. Shong delivers. Fisher, slap hit. It goes to the shortstop. And she eats the throw. A great play made by Malenik to halt Ryder on second.
Yeah, that ball just got under the glove of the third baseman. I believe Mackenzie Johnson stayed in the game. But Malenik, ranging over to her right, backing up the play, keeps Ryder standing at second base. And now the double play is back in action for the Bulldogs.
Sent on to right field. It's going to be caught in foul territory. Runners at tag up, and both will be safe. Well, you asked for a double play, and the Hornets are going to wipe that off the table. No more double play ball. At least not a double play the easy way. Weesaw comes in for the Hornets. Shong delivers. Ball one. A 1-0 count for Weesaw. Has a hit on 2 at-bats today. And now she'll have her second, and it looks like it could be 2 RBIs. No, the runner will hold at third. A 1 RBI single for Weesaw as Ryder just jogged in from third, and Fisher found it, and decided it was safer to just stay put, as now we'll have ourselves a little bit of a mound visit for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a great swing by Weesaw. Going inside out, pitch on the inside half of the plate, going to the opposite side of the field, getting that first run across in this inning for Kalamazoo, looking to continue this inning and still threatening with runners on the corners.
Runners on the corners. You got to imagine the Bulldogs want a ground ball here. Try to turn 2. Get Shang out of here and make it to where they only need 1 run to end it after 5 and secure second place in the MIAA. New Love up to the dish. 0 for 1 with a walk on the day. And a walk wouldn't be the end of the world here if you're Shong. Of course, wanting to keep her pitch count a little bit lower, perhaps she'll avoid it, but comes into this at-bat with 73 pitches on the day through 4 1/3 innings. Shong delivers. That's going to be swung on and fouled high up over our box here. Shong delivers. A big hit, fly ball to left center. And the runner will tag from third. It's a play at the plate, and the runner is out. Only 1 run scores. A great double play made by the Bulldogs defense as Lupu rifles it from center to get the runner at the plate.
Great throw by Megan Lupu. Throwing that from mid-center field depth, and now just keeping off the second runner, and now the Bulldogs only need 2 runs to walk off this game.
I believe they only need 1 run to walk off this game, because it would make it, 1 run would make it an 8-run lead, as, of course, that wasn't just any base runner on the paths either. That was Fisher, who we've seen her speed today as she got a stolen base in the first inning of action. Looks like Schill will still be on the mound as we are going to step aside for a quick break. Don't go anywhere as you're watching NCAA softball action here on ACTV.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back. Quick break. Bulldogs need 1 run to end this game here in the 5th. As we sit 11-4, Hornets grabbed what could be the saving run there in the top of the 5th.
Well, it's the saving run for now. We'll see if the Bulldogs continue to score runs. They haven't scored anything since the 2nd inning.
3rd inning, as they grabbed 1 run in the 3rd. 7 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the first for the Bulldogs. They have 11 runs on 11 hits. 22 at-bats as Kalamazoo has caught up in the at-bat category, now sitting at 18. There's a great catch made there by Bennett as the ball was outside. Caught it on the backhand as it was skipping away. It's a 3-0 count. That's in there for strike one. Marasco, of course, got waved off by Lupu on that fly out that led to the double play there in the top of the fifth. As that's going to be slapped right up the middle, and a runner is on. Marasco takes her jog over to first.
Great swing by Marasco, just sending it right back up the middle. And once again, the leadoff batter is on the base paths for the Bulldogs.
As Gearhart up to the plate. First time I've noticed it today. Has her Apple Watch on. As it's a stolen base going to second. And the runner is out of here. They're going to say she slid off the bag, I believe.
I think they're actually going to call the tag on the back of either Marasco's jersey or helmet.
Either way, Marasco is out. And there goes the game-winning run off the base paths. So Gearhart loses her base runner, as I was talking about. First time we've noticed Gearhart wearing her Apple Watch.
Got to keep track of those fitness stats, as this is a great way to get cardio as well as a lot of other of your fitness that you need.
Well, based on how Gearhart's played today, she's going to be tracking those steps, running around this base path, as well as out there in right field. Gearhart stands in, Schill gets ready. It's delivered. Gearhart watching the ball. Schill gets ready. She'll deliver. That's going to be in there for a high strike. So 2-2 count with one out here for Gearhart. Schill winds and throws. It's a slapper to third, and it's a routine play. The Hornets have gotten the first two batters out. First one, of course, a little bit unconventional, but it looks the same either way for Lupu as she comes up with no one on and two outs. Of course, she made the electrifying play there in center field, gunning the runner who was tagging from third. Corners are playing in, and Lupu's going to swing on, fouling it back. So the corner's ready for the bunt.
I'd be surprised if we saw a bunt here from Lupu with two outs. You don't really see a bunt with two outs. A hit. I think Lupu is going to be swinging away here in this at-bat.
Yeah, she hasn't shown bunt either, and she's not in the position for that little running slapper that we've seen from batters like Fisher today. Stanced well at the front edge of that box. Fisher stands in. Schill delivers. Fisher slaps it right over Kaza's head into left field. And we have a base runner on as Hoff comes up to the plate.
Great swing by Megan Lupu on that 1-1 count, just getting it right over the head of Kaza, as the Bulldogs have kind of been picking on her, sending it just over her glove or just under her glove as grounders.
Well, every time they've gone under her glove, she's been back in normal position, and when they go over her glove, she's up to take away the bunt. So she just can't win with where she's positioned defensively today against this Bulldogs team. As Hoff, with the winning run on first, will watch in ball 2, or ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. 2 outs, 1-1, runner on first. Hoff will watch ball 2 as there's the stolen base we expected last time, as Lupu will take her base. And it was a almost Lupu running over to third, as the throw from Bennett was about as high as possible. Able to make the jumping save was New Love. Hoff with a runner in scoring position will watch in what she thought was a ball, and it's going to be strike 2 looking. It came in underneath the hands.
Yeah, that looked a little bit inside, but that pitch has been called consistently throughout this day, so not too much of a surprise.
As that's going to be fouled, and Hoff will take it off the leg. Umpire going to give her a second. Catch her breath a little bit. She shook it off, and now she's quite literally rubbing some dirt on it before she gets ready to go again.
Yeah, as ball players, that's what we're told when we get a little scratch or get hit. Just rub some dirt on it, kid.
Well, she took the metaphor about as literal as possible, as that's going to skip off the dirt. Hoff watches it in. Count is full for Schill, as runner on second. Schill will have to offer at Hoff, as she's had a good eye today. And if Hoff can get a hold of one, we could see this game end here. As Hoff going to send it through the infield. Lupu rounds third, coming home. The cutoff will receive it, and Lupu will score. The Bulldogs take a 12-4 lead.
And I believe that's going to end the game as well. It is an 8-run lead. So, of course, with softball rules, 8 runs after 5 innings is a mercy rule. So, the Bulldogs will end up taking game 1 by a score of 12-4.
Of course, on the payoff pitch there, no looking back for Hoff, as she sends it straight through the infield, and rounding third was Megan Lupu. She never looked back on her way to the plate. The Bulldogs will win in 5, 12-4. Would like to remind you to stick around. Well, jump over to the other broadcast for game 2 of this doubleheader between Kalamazoo College Hornets and the Adrian College Bulldogs. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Sean Whitmer. Joined with me was Michael Hale, and we'll see you next time here on ACTV.